Hello guys, it's Revolution. So, we are on the brink. We are on the brink of a Dragon Ball Super anime returning announcement. Now this is not 100% confirmation, but I'm going to put my neck on the line and say that I am 99.9% sure there will be a new Dragon Ball Super anime next year. Now, this news has been doing the rounds in the Dragon Ball community all of today, and I am a little bit late to the party, so rather than just make this a major news video, I'm actually going to add a bit extra to it. What we're going to do in this video is talk about 5 improvements this series will need to make compared to the previous Dragon Ball Super series, which finished airing in March. So this information is concerning the annual Jump Festa, a major expo that covers all Shonen Jump manga and anime. And you may remember that it was at last year's expo that the Dragon Ball Super movie was announced. Obviously we now know it's going to feature Broly. It wasn't known back then, but it was announced at this event. We now have details on what will be occurring at this event. I just want to give credit to CXTLG for posting these Jump magazine scans on Twitter, and to Geekdom 101 for reporting this news earlier. So you may have already seen this by now, but if you're on this video, I guess you want to watch it again because this is exciting news. At the Jump Festa 2019 event, on the main stage, there will be a feature covering Dragon Ball Super. Of course, Dragon Ball Super finished airing back in March, and of course we have the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie releasing in Japan on December the 14th. This event will be occurring on the 22nd of December, spanning till the 23rd. And I'm just going to let you know guys, my birthday is December the 22nd. You can bet your ass that I'm going to have the champagne ready if Dragon Ball Super is confirmed at this event. Now guys, like I said, I'm 99% sure that Dragon Ball Super will be back on air next year. What particular date, I don't really know. April, July are good guesstimates. This event covers all the major Jump magazine, anime and manga. You can see One Piece there, Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Boruto, and historically these events usually talk about what's going to occur in the upcoming year. Obviously this event is actually taking place in 2018, but it's called Jump Festa 19. I'm sure if you played sports games on games consoles, you'll know what that kind of means. For example, you'll get FIFA 19 this year, even though it's in 2018. I'm sure you get American football games that follow a similar fashion, NBA games, etc. Just a word of caution. Obviously, I am 99.9% sure. That 0.01% always could happen. Things can go down, things can go wrong. Obviously, there are different mediums and platforms for Dragon Ball Super. For example, there's the computer games, but they are usually produced by Bandai Namco, who usually unveil them at a gaming event or con. It could potentially be about the manga only, exclusively, as we do know the Tournament of Power is about to come to an end in the recent manga continuation. But if the manga is going to continue past the Tournament of Power, I think it's pretty safe to say there will definitely be another anime. I did make a video after the Tournament of Power concluded called Why Dragon Ball Ultra Will Happen. Obviously that was just a hypothetical name I was using for a future hypothetical series at the time. But if you've been following this channel, you may remember me saying that Dragon Ball Super finishing for good made no sense. Not just from a narrative perspective, but also the things that go behind that, like the financials, etc. Dragon Ball is a financial juggernaut for Toei. And you will know that I've said there are 2 major factors in Dragon Ball Super continuing or returning. Akira Toriyama still being motivated to write new stories, and Toei making those dollars off of the anime or IPs. And we know they are because we've seen a lot of the financial reports. I did talk about this in that video, Why Dragon Ball Ultra Will Happen. There's also voice actor interviews where if you read between the lines, it really does sound like Dragon Ball Super will be continuing. They are talking very future tense. So like I said, this is looking very promising. We are on the brink of an announcement for a new Dragon Ball Super TV anime show. I would be delighted if they announced a new Dragon Ball Super show at this event, especially on my birthday. That would make a great birthday present. Thank you, Jump. So in terms of reporting any news, that's all there really is to report at this moment. But whilst I'm incredibly excited about the prospect of Dragon Ball Super returning, it needs to improve if it is to come back. As much as I enjoyed Dragon Ball Super, because I did enjoy it, the show was not perfect. definite improvements need to be made, and that's what we're going to talk about in the rest of this video. Obviously, a lot of people are expecting my verse battle tonight. Wonder Woman versus the Universe 6 Super Saiyajin Caulifla. That will now be coming tomorrow. I do apologise for the delay, but this is pretty major news. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to be notified about that verse battle. In fact, if you love Dragon Ball, if you love discussing Dragon Ball, theories, verse battles, anything, make sure you subscribe, because if Dragon Ball Super does come back, Revolution is going to be rocking. Mark my words. Hit that subscribe button and the bell button next to it. Come and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. So, 5 things that need to improve from the original run of Dragon Ball Super in a hypothetical new show that's looking pretty damn likely. And guys, please do write down your 5 things that you think need to be improved down in the comment section. Obviously, these are all from my point of view, things that generally matter to me. Maybe you agree with some of mine, maybe you don't, maybe you have some more to add. By all means, do it in the comment section. So the first major point that needs to be improved from the original run of Dragon Ball Super for me, a consistent, cohesive writing team that has thorough knowledge on all the lore that encirculates everything Dragon Ball. This for me is the first thing that needs to be implemented. It would solve so many problems that occurred during Dragon Ball Super's original run. Dragon Ball Super's storytelling, it was there, but it was far too vague. Far too vague. It's almost cryptic at times. And I don't mean cryptic in a good way like you would see in maybe Westworld or Game of Thrones. Basically, it was just shit vagueness. The major catalyst for this problem was, obviously, Akira Toriyama didn't write the full scripts for everything that happened in the Dragon Ball Super anime. Akira Toriyama simply sent bullet points of the narrative through line to Toyo Taro for the manga and Toei for the anime. Toei had a writing team that changed multiple times throughout the run of Dragon Ball Super. That's why you sometimes see shit and just go, what the fuck? A cohesive writing unit would iron out all the contradictions, all the power scaling problems, all the history and lore problems. This for me is a must improvement. Anyway, on to the second thing that needs to be improved. Obviously, Dragon Ball Super was marred with bad animated episodes. Now, Yamamuro was the animation chief throughout the run of Dragon Ball Super, and while some episodes did look fantastic, especially the last few episodes in the Tournament of Power, ultimately the animation quality was far too inconsistent. Now, I'm not going to lay all that blame on Yamamuro. Maybe there were time scheduling conflicts, etc. Maybe certain animators brought in weren't used to Yamamuro's style. But Shintani has been installed for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and his new artistic style replicates the manga far more closely and looks amazing. It has been stated that this artistic style is far easier to reproduce consistently and can lead to far more fluid animation motion and fighting in battle scenes. That's awesome. That's what I want to see. Now don't get it twisted. If it was possible to produce those last 5-6 episodes of Dragon Ball Super on a consistent basis, amazing, great. That would make for a fantastic show. Too many people shit on Yamamuro because he did do a fantastic job at times. But with a new show coming about, I feel a fresh new look and vibe is exactly what the show needs, especially as it will be consistent coming from the Broly movie. Obviously, if there is a new series, it would be a continuity of the Broly movie. And one thing Shintani absolutely nails is the facial expressions of characters from Dragon Ball. Absolutely marvellous, brilliant. That could really help add intensity to scenes in the upcoming series. And it's an absolute must that Yu Yu Takahashi is also on board and consistently animating for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super show. I'm sure you remember his designs in the Tournament of Power when Super Saiyan God Goku fought against Caulifla and Kale. They were utterly fantastic, and we know he is working on the movie. Keep him on board, keep Shintani on board, a new look, a new vibe, a new series. The third improvement they must make is take more time with the show. If you need to take a break after an arc, take a break. The show suffered heavily because it was week after week after week. It must have been exhausting for everybody on the production. Take your time with the arcs, collate all the information on this arc you need to portray it in the most articulate way imaginable. The biggest victim of the rush style that we saw in the previous series was the Future Trunks saga, an absolutely brilliant arc. Fell off a cliff in the last 3 episodes. It could have been 5 or 6 episodes longer. None of the fans would have cared. In fact, would have lapped it up. Dragon Ball has one of the most loyal fan bases you could wish for. Most of us waited 20 years for a new series. In fact, there are people who have watched Dragon Ball Super and didn't like it, and they're still watching it after 130 odd episodes. Don't worry about taking a break and getting your stuff in order. quality over quantity. The fourth major improvement that needs to be made is better utilization of the full cast of characters. Hardly any of the members of the Dragon team are used anymore. In fairness, Dragon Ball Super did a better job than Dragon Ball GT did. Dragon Ball GT was Goku time, Dragon Ball Super is Goku and Vegeta time, and I guess you could argue that the Tournaments of Power did utilize more characters, but people like Piccolo, Gohan, Tien didn't really do that much. Biggest victims were Goten and Trunks. They literally did nothing throughout the course of Dragon Ball Super. Get them involved, get Pan involved, Buller involved, Oob involved. Maybe have an arc that doesn't focus on Goku and Vegeta amongst arcs that do focus on Goku and Vegeta. Sure, it is Goku's story and it always should remain that way, coming from a Vegeta fan, but it's also about the impact Goku has on everybody else around him. Let's see the fruition of that by utilizing more characters and giving them some of their own stories. Maybe even have some spin-offs. Fifth improvement for me used to be start utilizing techniques more rather than just more and more power-ups. Sure, that's what Dragon Ball has been about for a while, but it can slow down a bit. It can still be about power, but bring in more techniques. Ultra Instinct was a step in that direction. You could look at Hit's time manipulating abilities. It would just be nice to see Goku not spam the Kamehameha so much. Saw Android 17 pull off some really smart, intelligent moves in the Tournaments of Power. I would like to see more intelligence and techniques utilised than just pure power over and over again. Goku's a martial arts master now. Have him make up some of his own techniques. And that's not me saying I don't want them to get any more powerful. I'm a power scaler, of course I do. But I would like to see more techniques utilised. Anyway, they are my 5 things that need to improve in a future series of Dragon Ball Super, which is looking likely. We're on the brink, guys. We're on the brink. If you're like me, you've been waiting for this kind of announcement since the end of March. Smash that like button if you're excited. Lend me your energy. I'm going to need it if there's a new series coming out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Wonder Woman vs. Caulifla coming tomorrow. Until next time, Ad Astra.